So guys, we're on to building the replacement input relay board. This is, I think, version 2 or 3, I can't remember, because having got a circuit that worked, I started to build it up. But one of the things that's important, if it's going to work with the other relay board, is the distance between each relay on this board has to be exactly the same as the distance between the relays on this board, because the coils are basically paralleled. So when you pick, so the relay, the driver here picks this relay and the one above it or below it, whichever way I mount them. And so I had a few go arounds at it. Trying to put all the pull-up resistors on the actual circuits themselves got to be complicated, so I just put them all on the outputs. I know Les's circuit uses those nice single inline resistor packs. Didn't have one of those, had lots of 10k resistors, so I basically made one up. So for all the lines that I need, the pull-ups are right on the output of the controller. Shouldn't need to worry about the actual circuitry itself downstream. Okay, so I've ordered up some 8-pin sockets. I didn't have any, so as you can see, these are like 14-pin sockets, but do for testing. Slight change of plan on the power supply. I forgot that ages ago I'd ordered up one of these Chinese eBay power supplies. So I thought, I spent so much time cutting tracks and messing with this stuff board that I'm very happy to just go and make this and use this instead. Nice small footprint. And right, power supply done, at least for now. I don't think there's any major challenges here. The diodes that were built into the switch, I have no idea what kind they were, but the supply coming out of here couldn't drive them at all. So when I got a regular diode, you know, like one to have on the front panel, yeah, it would drive that, but very, very dim. And so whatever type of diode LED came with the kit must have been a very, very low current consumption LED, because it had like a 5k current limiting resistor in series, and so that's a 560 ohm. And so I'll leave it like this for now, but when all is said and done, if it's okay, then we will we'll tidy it up. Okay guys, so the redesigned input relay board is done at last. Taken way longer than I was hoping, but anyway, we're done. In the final test, channels 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 would work just fine. Channel 5 wouldn't work at all. And well, you know, yours truly put the diode in the wrong way around. Ooh. Anyway, didn't take too long to find that. So we can have either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 selected, and independently we can have 6 selected with any one of the others. So any one input can go out to the record, as well as going out to the amp. So here is the input relay module. I think I'm going to do it right channel on the bottom, left channel on the top. I don't really need to build a frame to mount the boards. So the bottom board will be on the standoffs fixed to the base, and then I've used some very heavy interconnect wire to take the signal that picks the relay from the bottom board up to the top board, and that's holding the whole thing rock solid. Now the challenge will be when I mount it in the case, which is sort of around about here. I have to fit basically 24 connections in that space here. So that's going to take a little bit of thinking. That's how I can do that without driving myself nuts. Okay, here's the internal layout done. So I've mounted all the circuit boards inside the cab, and so we're pretty much ready for wiring up. Which I'll get to. The only thing I forgot, or one of the things I forgot, is this little board which runs the VU meters says it needs 12 volts. So I'm going to have to see, will this work in any shape or fashion on 6 volts? If not, I'll have to see about some sort of a little doubler or something that'll help me out there. The other thing which I will mention to you, but I don't think I can show you, but I'll try. Let me see. So for the Phono connectors, you can see hopefully that they're done in such a way that there's like a little pool here where you would insert a component and then the solder would sit. Obviously that should be facing up, and I didn't pay any attention to that when I was mounting these things, and unfortunately in my keenness to not have to mess with them anymore, I put a little bit of thread lock on it, and I can't adjust them now. So if you're doing this thing again and you gotta wire up a whole bunch of these things, make sure these little areas where the component would go in and the solder would go with it, make sure they're all pointing up. Otherwise you're gonna make your life unnecessarily hard, which I have done for myself. Anyway, we are getting there. So yes, it's looking okay. As I say, the controller is tested with the input relays, it's tested with the automatic volume control, it's tested with the output relays. I haven't tested it with this, but that is separately been tested and it should be okay. Power supply is checked. We're good. So I think the sequence of wiring up will be, I've set it out hopefully so that all the signal cabling is up this end of the case, as far away from the power supply as possible. So all the screened cabling will come from these two boards, probably routing around here up to the volume control, and then from there back to the outputs, and tapped off here to drive the VU meter. So yes, next up is lots of boring interconnect wiring up, and far too hot to be doing that now, so that'll be for a future. Next time you see this, hopefully it'll all be wired up and functional.